Today's pattern is the Leanna Head Wrap. Okay, I am wearing one. I do not look, just my full disclosure, I do not look good in headbands, head wraps, or anything like that. So I promise you this headband looks cuter than what it does on me. And then plus, I have to wear glasses, which I think always gets in the way. But if I take them off to show you the headband, I won't be able to see anything. So sort of bear with me. This is the Leanna Head Wrap, okay? It has this gorgeous horizontal chevron all the way around it. Now, I saved this pattern for last, and the reason is because of any of the patterns in this stash busting challenge, this one would be your most challenging one. That being said, it is really not that hard, but it is a bit above the beginner level. So if you're a beginner, you might want to make sure that you have mastered the stitches that are going to need to be done for this one, because it does involve some front post treble crochets, but it does produce a gorgeous project and it does use up your stash. So it is one to try if you have moved a bit beyond that beginner level. And I will be putting out a detailed video on how to do this stitch specifically, but you will also get to see it today in this video as we create a Leanna Head Wrap. To complete this pattern, you will need approximately 90 to 182 yards of medium 4 worsted weight yarn, a 5mm crochet hook, embroidery scissors, a tapestry needle, a stitch marker, a small piece of contrasting yarn, and a measuring tape. Okay, so let's go over the construction details for the Leanna Head Wrap before we get started. Okay, the Leanna Head Wrap is worked flat in one piece, okay? It's worked in rows like this, and then at the end, it is going to be, the two ends are going to be folded together and then seamed. Now, to get started, you will need to know the circumference of the head for which you are crocheting this head wrap for. So you will need to measure it. I do provide a head wrap chart in the PDF as well as on the website, so you can always go there and take a look at a chart to determine what size head wrap you need to make for the size head that you are making it for. Okay, so I'm going to make this for myself. I have a very small head. My head is about 20 inches in circumference. So general rule of thumb, you can crochet your head wrap to 1.5 inches smaller than the circumference of the head for which you are crocheting your wrap for. So that means that I want to go to approximately 18.5 to 19 inches when I make my foundation chain and my head wrap. So now what I need to do is to make our foundation chain, it is going to be made in multiples of 6 plus 3 until it reaches that 18.5 to 19 inches that I need for my head wrap, okay? It may be a different size or different dimensions for your head or for whoever you are crocheting your head wrap for, okay? So I'm going to start with a slip knot. And I'm going to chain in multiples of 6. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, so my foundation chain is about 19 inches and I have 72 stitches, which is a multiple of 6. And now because this is a foundation chain, we're going to add 3. 1, 2, 3. So for me, that's a total of 75. It may be different for you based on the head circumference that you are making your head wrap for. Okay, so now what we're going to do for our first row is we're going to turn our work and we're going to single crochet into the back post only of the second chain from the hook and in the back post only of each chain across. So the back post is on the underside of your foundation chain. So this is the top, This is the underside, and these are the back posts. Okay, so let's go into the second chain from the hook. This is 1 and this is 2, and we're going to make a single crochet. Okay, and then we're going to single crochet into the next one and the next one, and just keep doing that all the way down to the very end. Okay, so let's do that, and then we'll come back and we'll move on to row 2. Okay, so we are getting to the end of row 1, which has just been an entire row of single crochets into the back post only of the foundation chain. Okay, so what we've done here is we've actually worked along what's called the wrong side. Okay, crochet patterns have both a right side and a wrong side, and what we want to do is I want to mark the right side. So if this is the wrong side, then this is the right side. So what I want to do is I want to take a piece of yarn, and I want you to mark, it doesn't matter which stitch, just mark the back. So place it, I'm going to place it around the back loop. I think I'm going to thread this into a tapestry needle. That would make it easier. Here we go. I'm just going to thread it here. And this is just to mark, to let me know that this side back here is the right side of my pattern, okay? This is just a little organization thing for this head wrap that just kind of helps a little bit. So make sure that your yarn is a contrasting color so it'll show up easily. Okay. Oh, came right undone, didn't it? All right, let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have that marked. Let's move on to row 2. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. And we're going to single crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. So 1 here and 1 here. Okay, and what I want to do now is I'm going to mark this second stitch right here with a stitch marker. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue single crocheting in each stitch all the way across. Okay, when I get to this one, I'm just going to work around that yarn. So I'm just going to go straight into the stitch. Whoop. I'm just going to go straight into the stitch. Tuck it out of the way, right, and move on to the next stitch. Okay, so just that, let's single crochet all the way down to the end, and when we come back, we'll move up to row 3. Okay, and let's put in our last single crochet. Okay, so to start row 3, we're going to chain 1. We're going to turn our work, and we're going to single crochet in each stitch all the way down to the end once again. All right, let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back for row 4. Okay, so here we are nearly to the end, and it's a little tricky because we want to keep this one marked here. You can either try to work around it, or you can take out your stitch marker and place it back in, but it will be tricky because you need to make sure that it stays in this stitch here and you don't put it back in this stitch here. So I'm just going to work around it. All right. So we've completed row 3, and now we want to move on to row 4. And this is where things get really interesting. Okay, so now to work row 4, I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to single crochet into the first 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a modified front post treble crochet, and I'm going to work it around this stitch right here where we have placed this stitch marker. Okay, so to start a treble crochet, I'm going to yarn over twice, and now I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to turn my hook all the way around, and I'm going to work around this post going from front to back. Going to yarn over and pull through. I'm going to try to make it a little bit looser here. Yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now traditionally to finish we would yarn over and pull through these 2 loops, but we're not going to do that. We're going to modify this, because usually when you do a regular front post treble crochet and you go through these 2 loops, you will also skip this stitch. But I don't want to skip this stitch. So I'm going to go ahead, insert my hook into this stitch. I'm going to yarn over and pull through. And now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so we've just made a modified front post treble crochet. Okay, what we want to do next is we want to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So this is 1. And this is 2. Okay, and we're going to do another front post, and we're going to do another modified front post treble crochet, and we're going to do it 2 stitches past where we just made this modified front post treble crochet. Okay, so this would be 1, this would be 2, and this would be 3. So we're going to work around this post right here. Yarn over twice, turn our work, 1, 2, 3. We're going to work around this post right here. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, leave the last bit unworked, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, and we're going to repeat that pattern all the way to the end. So the next time we work our modified front post treble crochet, it is going to be 2 stitches beyond where we worked the last one. Okay, so this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So our next one would work right here. All right, let's do our 2 single crochets. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our whole row of modified front post treble crochets with our 2 single crochets afterwards. Do that all the way down to the end. When we get here, we'll move up to row 5. Okay, so here we are. We're down to our last modified front post treble crochet. I'm going to yarn over twice, and I'm going to work around. We're going to go skip this stitch and this stitch. That's 2. We're going to work around this post right here from front to back. So I'm going to insert my hook from front to back, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, and then I'm going to place a single crochet into the last stitch here. Okay, and we've just completed row 4, and we're going to move on to row 5. For row 5, we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn our work, and we're going to simply single crochet into each stitch all the way across. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on to row 6. Okay, so we're just now ending row 5, and we're going to move on to row 6. We're going to chain 1, we're going to turn our work, and we're going to single crochet into the first stitch right here. And then okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to work a modified front post treble crochet around this modified front post treble crochet. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, we're going to insert our hook up here, we want to do it at the top, we're going to yarn over, we're going to pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, we're going to turn our work back. Okay, it gets a little convoluted, but you will get used to it. Okay, you're going to make sure that you insert your hook into the next stitch right up there, yarn over, this is my yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, so now your work looks like this, like a V. Okay, we're going to single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. This is 1 and this is 2. Okay, and then we're going to work another modified front post treble crochet around the next modified front post treble crochet that was worked previously. Okay, so yarn over once, yarn over twice, insert our hook up here at the top. Okay, this was our bottom, this is our top, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, twist our work back so that we get back into the next stitch. We want to make sure that we're going into the next stitch, which is right here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, so now we've just worked our second V. Let's single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and work our next modified front post treble crochet around the top of this modified front post treble crochet. We're going to keep doing that pattern all the way down to the end. Okay, when we get down to the end, we'll come back and we'll move up to row 7. Okay, so we now come down to the end of row 6, and we're going to do our last modified front post treble crochet. So I'm going to yarn over twice, insert my hook from front to back around the top of the previous of this modified front post treble crochet. I'm going to pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, insert my hook into the next stitch back here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then I'm going to place 1 single crochet into each of the last 3 stitches. That's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and move on to row 7. Now for row 7 through 9, they are all exactly the same. We're going to chain 1, turn our work, and single crochet in each stitch all the way across. Okay, so let's go ahead and work rows 7 through 9, and then we'll come back and I'm going to talk to you about how to continue on with the pattern. Okay, so I've just completed row 7 and I wanted to pop on real quick because I know I said go up to row 9 doing your chain 1 single crochet all the way across, and that is true, but I wanted to note something. So I'm going to chain 1 for row 8, turn my work, and I'm going to single crochet in each of the stitches across, but what I'm going to do is I want to mark this second single crochet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this one out. I don't need this stitch marker anymore. I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to place it around this second stitch right here on row 8, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue with my single crochets all the way across. Okay, so I have just completed row 9, and this is what our project looks like at this point. Okay, I have the second stitch on row 8 marked, and we already have one layer of our horizontal chevron stitches. Okay, that's these little arrow type stitches here. To continue on in this pattern, it's essentially now a repeat of rows 4 through 9. Row 4 is where we started these modified front post treble crochets that kind of go in the leaning direction from right to left. Row 5 was a row of single crochets, and then our row 6 were the modified front post treble crochets that kind of lean from left to right. And then we have rows of single crochets that were 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so it's this entire segment gets repeated for the pattern. So to make the head wrap, I went one more time. So we're going to do this all one more time, and then we are going to come back and we are going to seam it together and finish our head wrap. So go ahead, do rows 4 through 9 one more time, and I'll see you back here at the end. Okay, so we're back and we are now mostly finished with the Leanna head wrap. I am here at the end, and the last thing that I need to do is I need to actually turn this into a circle that can be worn. Okay, so all I did was take my hook out at this point. We do not want to bind off. Okay, so your piece should look something like this, and I just want you to fold it so that the two short edges are aligned. Okay, like so. And then what I want you to do is I want you to seam across this edge here. You can do this by any way that you like to do. I'm going to go ahead and just slip stitch it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my hook back in. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go directly across to this edge over here, and I'm going to slip stitch. Okay, and then I'm going to turn my work so that I can continue working in the right direction. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hook right here on this one, and I'm going to go directly across over here. I'm going to yarn over. This is my little yarn over right here, and I'm going to pull through and slip stitch. Okay, and I'm going to keep doing that. I'm just going to find a hole. Now we are going along some raw edges, so there are no defined stitches, so you will have to find like a little hole to kind of go into. Go directly across on the other side, yarn over. There's my yarn over, pull through, pull through. Now make sure when you folded this that you have the wrong side on the outside and you have the right side on the inside. That's why we did this here earlier. This little tag tells us that we are looking at the right side. So we have our two right sides together when we're doing this. Okay, so let's just go straight across there, pull through, straight across. Let's go through a stitch over here, pull through. All right, we're going to go through here, pull through. Let's make sure that our edges are staying aligned. Okay, they are. All right, we're going to go down into this little hole right here, yarn over, pull through, down into here, go directly across, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through, All right, we're gonna yarn over and pull through, all right, yarn over, pull through, and all right, now we can bind off and weave it in. Actually, let's go one more time, okay? I wanna make sure that we are nicely secured, and it looks like there might be a little gap. Okay, so get this out of the way. I don't like having any gaps, so I'm just gonna go like this. Pull through. All right, now let me just double check that we are nice. Yes, we are, no gaps, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna bind off. All right, and what I would do at this point is weave in your ends, flip your headband, or your head wrap back over, remove your stitch marker, remove your little tag here, and there you have it, the Leanna head wrap.